So we're at the point now where there's just so much instability, so much volatility in these markets that CEOs, people running companies and corporations just are really scrambling to figure out what to do. The only thing they really can do in order to kind of keep their heads above water here is understanding at this point, hey, we might be forced to move into this position where we're going to start cutting back on our staff, right? And I've heard this a couple times today already from people involved in the auto parts industry, the automotive industry, manufacturing. Look, we don't know what the situation is going to be going forward. So, what we have to do is we have to start looking long and hard right now at who stays and who goes. We don't know if this is going to be a temporary thing or it's going to be a permanent thing, but we need to figure out right now who's going to stay on with us and who's going to have to be let go. So think about this from your position. If you are in a company that is exposed to tariffs, to external markets, people importing goods, if you export goods, you had better figure out a way to figure out what your place and what your value is to your organization. Otherwise, you might be left out in the cold. So, what do we do about that? Well, you want to get together as quickly as you can with your boss, your supervisor, your department head, your owner, and figure out what their plan is going forward. Now, they very well might not have a plan right now. They might still be saying, we are waiting to see and get some direction on where we're going with this market so that we can make smart, informed decisions. The way you can kind of get ahead of that is to say, hey, I am here to help in any way possible, and have a list of the things that you have done or that you are willing to do, and quantify the ways that you are contributing to your organization. Look, your boss, your supervisor, your manager, the vice president of your division, they might be in the same spot. Like, they might be on the chopping block too. So ask them, hey, can we collaborate, or let me help you? What can I do to help you? Is a great thing to say to them right now. How can I be of service? How can I create value for you? And how can I help this company to survive this uncertainty that we're facing? Look, the best way for you to do that is start making a list. Make a list of the things that you have done, the things that you do. Try and quantify that, put a number to it, put some metrics to it. Like, I increased sales by this much, or I helped decrease expenses by this much. Figure out a way to quantify using some metrics the value that you provide for your organization. Look, you might not be able to exactly put a dollar and cents figure on it. Make an estimated guess and write it down. And the good thing, this is two-pronged here. Not only are you taking it to your organization and saying, look how I am providing value for us. In the worst case scenario where you get let go, or for some reason you have to leave that organization, or something terrible happens in your organization, you now have a template to put right into your resume so that you can go out there into the street, into the market, and say to somebody else, hey, look how much I help, look how much value I create. And, just have that bulleted list and copy paste that, put that into Chat GPT with your resume. Tell it to optimize for how much value you create in an organization, and see what it spits out. Now you have a tool that you can go out there into the street and you can sell your personal brand. But first and foremost, you need to get together with the leaders of your organization, or the leaders that you're exposed to. You might not be able to walk into the CEO suite and say, hey, what's going on? But people who are up in the chain of command and say, I know these are tough times. I know things are uncertain. I just want you to know that I am here. I am ready, willing, and able to help out. And hey, listen, if in the past you may not have been performing as well as you maybe should be, or maybe your bosses want you to be, say, look, cop to that and say, look, I've struggled with this, I've struggled with that. Here are the steps that I have implemented to try and remedy that. I'm doing it right now, and looking forward, here are the things that I am able to do. What do you need me to do to help you be successful? If you approach the situation of how can I help you, you're going to be so far ahead in this game where we have this, these cuts and we have these cutbacks and contractions. Make sure you're focusing on the value that you create for your organization. The other thing, the more cutthroat thing that I want you to think about is, if it does come time where they are slashing headcounts and they are letting people go, well, now you need to pivot to the idea that, how am I better than the people who are right and left of me? How am I distinguishing myself from my peers, right? This is the old adage of the hikers on the trail, and there's two hikers, and a bear steps out into the path in front of them, and one hiker immediately drops to the ground and pulls out a pair of running shoes from the pack and starts putting them on his feet. And the other hiker says to him, "What are you doing putting on running shoes? You're never going to outrun a bear." And the first hiker says, "I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you." And that's what we're going to be looking at here is how are you distinguishing yourself from your peers, and what are you doing to make you more valuable to your organization when that moment comes and they have to start cutting people out of the organization. You want to be one of the ones left standing. So right now is the time to get your ducks in a row, get your data straight, get a plan to go forward, and adopt a defensive posture. Hey, we're going to get through this together. How can I be of value to my organization that is scrambling right now, trying to make sense of the world? How do we march forward together and make sure you are one of the people they want to have in the lifeboat when the ship goes down, right? Think of that. Do good things. We'll talk next time.